guys, today's going to be a video on an interesting topic that I think maybe some people struggle with, or that can be an issue for us when we have something with a time limit. We're trying to manifest a positive outcome or a desired outcome, whether it's a date with an SP or a promotion at work or getting your bills paid on time. It can be anything, and we've all been through it, and I want to give you guys the tools and advice on how to apply manifestation on a time crunch when you have a time limit. And these are my personal experiences, but also advice I've picked up that sounds the best to me, that I've seen other people have success with, like I said, that I've experienced and that I've done, and it's really gotten me what I want in a really quick time frame. So this is similar to the video that I've already done about manifesting in 10 minutes, but I'm specifically gonna tie it into getting things by a specific date, which is a bit iffy. Some people are like, well, you're just gonna cause resistance. It's best not to do those kind of challenges or, you know, put a time frame. But if you really need something or really want something for whatever reason by a specific time, you can do it, and hopefully my pieces of advice help. So do thumbs up and subscribe, and do check out my one-on-one coaching information, which is on my LOA coaching Instagram page. All the prices and details are there, and that's if you would like some extra help. If you feel like you're struggling and you connect with my videos and you'd like to work with me specifically, then do reach out to me, whether it's through Instagram or email or just in the comments below, and I'll pass over the details to you that you need. So let's get started. First point is, I want you guys to focus on ideally picking just one affirmation. So one affirmation that implies your desired result, your desired outcome. You know, let's use the example I already mentioned. I'm going on a date with SP on September 5th. You know, if you know that your SP is maybe you're in a kind of long distance connection relationship, and you know they're going to be in your town and your city or whatever on September 5th, and you really want to meet them and you want them to take you on a date, you can literally just affirm that and tie a date to it. So yeah, same with getting promotion. My manager promoted me to X position by tomorrow morning. That is a little bit short, but you can do it. It's absolutely doable. Nothing is impossible. Or, you know, next week, by next month. And you can leave an open time frame so that it happens by a specific time, but you're leaving it open to any day within that time frame, if that makes sense. So you can word it in different ways. It's really up to you about what you're looking for and what your time limit is. So next point is to add in specific keywords, which I've touched on in other videos. It'll be things like already, immediately, right now, this second, always, you know, implying past, present, future. Words like that imply it is yours right now, that there is no delay, there is no working to it, it's already yours. That can definitely help speed things up. It can help your conscious and subconscious mind take it in quicker and understand that, oh, actually, this is happening right now. Even if you don't physically truly believe it, it will help your mind kind of conform to that possibility and start getting the right visuals and the right emotions, and it'll just put you in the right state of mind. And again, your subconscious will just be taking it in regardless. So obviously as well, adding in a specific date. So if you want it, like we said, September 5th, August 20th, whatever the day is, you can literally add that in. You can say on August 20th, SP is going to take me on a date. Or you can even get more specific and say 2022, because you never know how crazily manifestation can work. It could happen next year on August 20th. It most probably won't. Like, you don't have to put the year in, but for me, with my conscious mind, the way it works, it tries to overanalyze. So sometimes I like to even put the year to be like, you're not getting around this. There are no loopholes. You're giving me what I want. August 20th, 2022. You know what I mean? So next, once you have that affirmation, is to loop it for as long as you can. You know, all day long. If you're on a summer holiday from school, from university, you're not working, or you have time off, you're on holiday, whatever the case may be, I really think if you're on a time crunch, you know, this could be, when it comes to a time crunch, it could literally be like you have hours or days to get something done, bills to be paid, like really, really important, stressful topics and areas of your life. Then you really want to loop it as long as you can. It depends how desperate you are. If you're like desperate and it's money related, or, you know, I can't give you financial advice, or I can't tell you how to resolve those real life problems necessarily. I'm not here to tell you how to manage your finances or anything like that, so just a little disclaimer. But when it comes to affirming, you want to just if you're really desperate, you need to dedicate all your time to it. You need to do it as long as you can. If you don't have social plans, if you don't have work, if you don't have any kind of tasks and errands that you have to get done, and you're not talking to someone, you really need to spend every other second affirming as much as you can without causing yourself any problems or health issues, or, you know, sit down to eat and drink and take a rest. But like, ultimately it should be hours and hours a day that you're dedicating. If you're really desperate and you really need something, that's the most like logical, easiest piece of advice I can give you. I've done it myself and it worked. For me, it was only 20 minutes, where it was something major, but I still only spent 20 minutes on it. I just rampaged an affirmation, and the next morning I got my result. So it doesn't have to be hours, but you're guaranteed a much quicker result, and your mind will be much calmer. Those spiraling negative worries will calm down a lot and subside a lot if you spend hours a day. And that's just my personal advice, so take it if you want. You don't have to do that. That's just my personal opinion on how things can manifest much quicker, is to rampage. Do multiple rampages, as many rampages as you can every day. Not necessarily as many as you can, because you could do like 100, but like 2 to 3. If you're spiraling and you're like, oh my God, my bills aren't paid, how am I going to pay my bills? You know, I have no money in my bank account, then, you know, you really want to do a couple rampages. When those thoughts start to come in, or whatever the topic is that you're stressing out about and you want to change, do a rampage. Just put your phone on a 5-minute timer, and yeah, a couple times a day, once in the morning, afternoon, evening, or whenever those spiraling moments come up, just be like, okay, whatever, I'm just going to do my rampage now, and say the complete opposite and act as if I have everything I want perfectly. And that helps a lot. It just helps calm your conscious mind. And like I said, it goes straight to your subconscious mind. Well, not maybe straight to it, but a lot of that information is going directly into the subconscious, and the more you loop it and say it, the more true it becomes. Next point is kind of self-explanatory, but again, like I said, you can be very stressed when it comes to a time crunch and a time limit. So do try to stick to a mental diet. If you're able to flip your thoughts, like I said, affirm for as much as you can, which makes up for less of a mental diet, kind of. Because if you spend hours and hours and hours a day affirming, you don't have time during those moments to think negatively, to let those negative thoughts come up. But at the same time, I still would recommend to do your best with a mental diet. If not, still use all my other tips and other pieces of advice, and it should definitely help get things done by the time frame, the specific date. But at the same time, a mental diet will always benefit you. Now, a few final points I want to touch on. First one is that try not to discuss the topic or specific issue with people whilst you're manifesting it. And if you're, like I said, time crunch, just stick to yourself. Just leave the thoughts about that to yourself. Don't complain to other people. Don't ask them what they think, if this will work, if you should do it. Especially if they're not into manifestation, if they don't understand it or practice it, they could say things that cause you to spiral or discourage you. And, you know, they'll have a more realistic approach and perspective, right? Like if you're talking to a normal person, then like your mum or a best friend, you know, and they're not into manifestation, they might be like, but you're not in contact with SP, like why would he take you on a date? And they're not trying to be, you know, harmful. Usually they're just trying to help and like give you advice, but they don't understand manifestation. So it could discourage you, cause problems, and just put negative thoughts in your mind for no reason. So I think it's best, if you're really trying to flip things around quickly, keep it to yourself and just affirm and manifest in your own mind. Final point is scripting. This is something I've touched on in a couple other videos. I think I've discussed my own scripting successes in a previous video, and this can really help. Some people really thrive on writing out and visualizing what they've written out. This is not for everyone, so if you enjoy scripting or you've never tried it, definitely keep going, give it a go. And you can literally add the specific date. So it's the same as doing your affirmations with a specific time within that affirmation. You can, you know, write almost like a diary entry, like, you know, August 20th, 2022. Dear diary, today SP took me on a perfect date, and then list all the amazing things that you want and write it in past tense as if it's like a diary entry. Or you can, you know, write out the date and then just write, you know, this is what I manifested on this specific day. SP took me on a date. My manager gave me my promotion. Whatever the case may be, you write it out, script it, and yeah, scripting can be extremely powerful. The more details you add in and the more often you read over it, you know, every single day reading over it, really feeling the emotion of having it, really getting deep into that script and just really focusing on the words and what they mean to you, it can be really, really powerful. It's a great way to manifest. So yeah, those are all my tips. It's got affirming, scripting, mental diet. Yeah, I'd say those are the keys. So hopefully all the pieces of advice I've given you here are useful. Maybe you've picked up a few tips that you didn't know before. Do leave your comments if you have any thoughts or questions about what I've said. And yeah, do thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.